Right, it's this time of year again, December. Out in the freezing cold, it's really bleak and grey out there today. I'm meant to be putting the Christmas decorations up in the front garden. But unbeknown to others, I intend to actually fit an antenna into the Christmas decorations so I can play a little bit of HF on a new antenna. So here we go. So my initial ideas for this antenna came about that I thought if I've got to go out in the freezing cold and put Christmas decorations up in the front garden, I might as well incorporate an antenna so I can have a little bit of fun on my HF radio as well. So I've got nice Christmas lights and an additional antenna to use. So the idea was to put up a centre pole, fiberglass, and then attach strings of lights up to the top, various lengths like so, incorporate a nice little star on the top, and voila, I've got a nice little Christmas decoration. But I thought, well, I've got this pole there, why don't I add a wire, a 9-to-1 transformer, and attach that to my HF radio. Also, the fact that these wire strings of lights, which were not completely round the actual centre pole, so there's my centre pole there, they were positioned like so. My wire coming off was vertical and then come out at a slight slope. I was hoping to gain some reflection off of these back wires and probably increasing my gain slightly from a vertical antenna. Now that's the concept, that's what I had on my brain. So I assembled it. Next is to test it. The Christmas decoration stealth antenna is fairly basic. It's a 10-metre fiberglass pole, but I'm only using the bottom 6 metres to give it more rigidness. I made a small light up star at the top and then ran Christmas lights down to the base, and then attached the blue wire, the antenna, at the top and ran it down the actual fiberglass pole. The wire that was then connected to a 9-to-1 unon, thus making it a multi-band antenna. And this was all supported by a stake that I'd driven into the ground. So if you want to know more about this HF multi-band antenna, how to build one, all the dimensions, etc., then please take a look back over my videos and find this one with this title, and it will explain everything you need to know about how these antennas work and what's required to build one. Finally, I gave it a little bit of weather protection by putting it into a plastic little bag. And though I never added it to this antenna, ground wires are an optional extra, but are not actually required. So here it is in all its glory, with the star atop the 16-foot fiberglass pole, with the twinkly lights hanging down from above. But it doesn't really truly come to life until night time. Look at that, with the lights on, a lovely cone of light. And don't forget, an effective antenna. To give this antenna a good fair test, I thought I'd use the tool WSPR, Weak Signal Propagation Reporter. For anyone not familiar with WSPR, you download a little bit of software onto your computer, you connect it to your radio then sends out a signal, a little digital signal, which is a very weak signal, right in the background noise, and it gets detected by other receivers around the world, and then the report gets put onto a database for you to view on your computer. Extremely useful to test propagation and antennas. WSPR is available as part of the WSJTX package. Here is a screenshot showing the familiar FT8 screen for FT8 users. You just go to mode and pick WSPR. So using this software, I started by transmitting a 5-watt signal on the 20-metre band. So we're going to do some WSPR on 20 metres to test this antenna out. Let's just tune up. There we go, let it settle down a bit. I'm just going to adjust that down so it's a true 5 watts. 5 watts output, very low VSWR, very good. So I thought I'd do this bit live basically with you. I've not actually looked at the results yet. I've been sending out 5 watts of RF through the Christmas decoration antenna using WSPR, propagation tool. It'd be a good test to see how well the antenna is functioning. It's 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon in December. Very damp, conditions are not that great. The bands themselves have been relatively noisy today. The conditions are not that great. There's been a lot of solar activity over the past few days. But it is what it is, and I haven't actually checked yet. So this is going to be a first for me as well. I've been transmitting, as I say, for about 15 minutes. I've received some stations. I'm just now going to I've put in my call sign M6 Whiskey Victor Victor. 5 watts of power. I'm going to search to see where my signal's actually been received, if anywhere. Oh, that's quite promising. So we've got quite a few, many places, many stations that have actually heard me and reported that my signal has been received. So let's put them on a map and find out where. Right, so far at the moment, possibly down to conditions, nothing going across to America, but most of the stuff going out towards Europe. There we go. Some are going up to the north of the UK, so it just shows how poor the conditions are if I'm getting within the UK on 20 meters on a afternoon. But we're getting up to Sweden, Norway, across to Denmark, Czechoslovakia, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Slovenia, down there in the south of France, and a signal down there right down into the islands off of of Africa. So not too bad. I'd like to have been able to get into America, but obviously conditions are not that prevalent this afternoon. Now I've switched maps in WSPR, and I've just done the search on the signals I've been hearing and picking up. Again, a very good spread. It seems to be listening very well. Again, Norway up there into Finland, down here Belarus, past Belarus into Russia. But I've got a lovely one down here in the bottom of the screen down in Israel. So I'm picking up the stations right the way down into Israel to the southern tip of Italy, Algiers, and a good spread right across Europe. So very happy that the as a receive antenna, considering where it is, and there's lots of lights and lots of Christmas decorations on around here at the moment. It's working very well. It's not being affected by noise. So I think that's a pretty fair balance, that it's receiving just as well as it transmits. And that was just on 5 watts of power.
PA1 Sugar Victor Alpha 59, okay? But it's very cold, dry wind coming from the northwest. Today it's warm. Last 2 days was so-called beautiful city, so we're expecting some more cold.
Here is a snapshot of the waterfall display on 20 meters that afternoon. As you can see, apart from some digital signals further down, there are very few SSB signals at all. After managing to hear some voice SSB on 21 megs, I then went on to WSPR and transmitted the 5 watt signals. Here, to my surprise, I did get into America. As you can see, many signals got hit down on the eastern coast, with one going right over to the western side into Nevada. 5 watts. If I zoom in on the United States, you can see a little bit clearer there where all my signals were received. Nice little coverage for 5 watts. So overall, I think that was a big success. I've got a lovely set of Christmas lights, and I've got a very useful HF vertical multi-band antenna, and it works from 40 meters all the way through to 10. Not bad coverage from a Christmas light display, is it? And hopefully as the bands improve, I can put this antenna through its paces over the Christmas period. So hopefully I've inspired you to go out and have a little play, make your own Christmas decoration stealth antenna. Thank you for watching. This has been Enthusiastic Steve. I'd like to say a massive thank you to all my subscribers out there. All the very best. If you've not yet subscribed, please consider ticking the old subscribe box. It all helps my figures on YouTube. And click the old like button if you've liked this video. Also, have a browse through my other videos. There's something for everybody there. It just leaves me to say 73s from Enthusiastic Steve.